Oh. On the fuck? Come on with this shit. We just went through all this. All right, finally getting something back. All right, I can finally see the chat. All right, can you guys hear me? I'm using my laptop, so I don't trust this thing too much. Hey, 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 can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. All right. So, all right. What's up, Snug Dorison? How you doing? What's up, Time Surfing Alien? And Mitch. Can't forget Mitch. Thanks for coming, guys. Nice to see you here. I'm working on a 15-inch laptop, so we'll see how well it goes. It's a cheap laptop. So far, it's doing everything it's supposed to, but it took me a while to set things up. This thing was getting a little glitchy. So we'll see what happens. So I've been learning how to do this thing, setting up OBS. A little bit anyway. it's not exactly intuitive. That's right. You were Snug Drawers, and you were with family on Friday, right? So I guess you were going away for the weekend or extended vacation. So we got 1, 2, 3. All right. So while I wait for that, because there's like a 7-second delay on all this, here's what I got planned. We're going to take apart this guy. This is the 5-watt tube amp from Monoprice, the Stage Right 5-watt tube amp. It's the same thing as the one from Harley Benton. So they're identical. Anyway, we're going to take this guy apart, do a speaker swap. I got a new face for this, right? Because that's too shiny. You can't see shit when you're looking, trying to set everything up. You can't read anything. So I found a guy over on Etsy who does these, makes faces for these out of wood veneer with some kind of adhesive on the back, right? So it looks nice. I couldn't find it before doing the video today, doing this live, so I'll show it to you guys another time. But we're going to take this apart today because I've actually purchased the paint. You guys voted. This is going to take a while for me to get used to. Branson, Missouri. Nice. Never been. It sounds beautiful, though. So today we're taking this apart. I've ordered the paint. Hold on. I'll show you. There you go. You guys voted for, basically, they're calling it Indy Red here, but I know for a fact that Indy Red is actually Ferrari Red. It's definitely Indy Red and Ferrari Red. But if you've heard differently, let me know in the comments or in the chat. Okay. I just found out I was just offline for a moment. How bad was it? Snow Drawson, you're saying your solution for doing this would have just been to cover it in electrical tape? Is that what am I understanding you right? Wow, it says we got 6 people here. Cool. We already beat last week by a multiple of 6. All right, oh, cool. So it was a quick one. All right. So, yeah. So we're going to do this, but then I've also got an update on the guitar build. This one. Hold on. This guy. There we go. That gets most of it in there, right? And I actually did a mock-up. It's a little sloppy, but I think you'll get the idea. All right. So I got a picture of that too. Hold on. All right. Oh, the white noise, that's my fan. If it's not too bad, I'd like to leave it on, guys, because this room I'm in today, the studio, it's basically an 8x8 cell with a 9.5-foot ceiling on the second floor of an old house. So it's hot. As hot as it is outside, it's about 10 degrees hotter up here. So I need the fan running. But if it's too noisy, just let me know. And it'll go off for a while. All right? So anyway, I got the battery charging for the, oh, looks like the drill's all ready to go. Fully charged. All right, now this to me is a little scary, right? What's up? All good? Yeah, that's right, the Glarry stump drawers. Yeah. All right, cool. Anthony Palladino, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see. How's everything? Wow, I'm so glad you found me, buddy. It's great to see you. You have a good night, all right? Let me know if you're going to stick around, okay? It's good to know you're here. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. You take care of yourself, okay? And yeah, I'm here. I'm going to be here live, hopefully every week. So keep an eye out for me, okay, buddy? Take care of yourself. All right, cool. So that was a that was a bit of a surprise. I'll share with you guys another time. But it's a very cool surprise. Anyway, so time to take this thing apart, and I really, maybe just a little bit bit off more than I could chew here. I've never done anything this involved, and when I took a look at what's here, well, this is basically going to be a full disassembly. And this all started because I wanted to change the face on this thing. Might as well do everything, right? I'm going to have it all apart just to change the face, so why not? Fingers crossed. So I'm going to start this, taking everything off that isn't really necessary. One, two, so. Oh, this got caught up in some of the glue. What I can do here. I wasn't planning on this. All right, that came right off. Good. I'm going to leave those in for a little while. They're holding the head section in place. So the paint is coming on. Should be here Tuesday. Fingers crossed. They say it's gonna. eBay says it's gonna be here Wednesday. But here, let me get this off the screen. eBay says it's gonna be here Wednesday. So I'm hopeful it's actually gonna be here Tuesday, which is good because I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday, and I could do the painting then, and hopefully have it assembled and a quick video shot for Sunday. Fingers crossed. All right, taking off the protective corner pieces. One. Yeah, Snow Joyson, learn by doing. All right. One. So I'll show you guys the guitar and the mods, the way it looks after the mods, as soon as I'm done disassembling this. All right. But the mock-up I got, that looks pretty sweet. Although it's just a quick mock-up. There we go. So we got here. We got 8 guys here. It looks like 8 people. So who's here? Let me know you're here, guys. So I got some usual suspects in here. That's always good. I actually took the rubber feet off this previously because it just wasn't fitting on a table right with the feet on there, so I decided to take them off. Why am I using this? How come you guys didn't say nothing? I'm kidding. How come you guys didn't say nothing? Just joking. Alright. Okay. Black buttons are for the bottom where the feet go. Somebody needs to remember that in case I forget. So what do we got here, man? Say hello. I like to know who the people who really like the show are. You know, a lot of people come and go, but like people who subscribe and watch regularly, that's those guys, you know, that's a small percentage, right? Because let's face it, you know, we all end up subscribing to some channels that we don't end up watching all that regularly, and then a few that we do, right? It's just what happens. But it means like 90% of the people that watch this channel, they aren't subscribers. So if you happen to be one of those people, why don't you subscribe to the channel, all right? That would really help me out. It would really help all of us out because it does mean that the channel can do more. But that's what ultimately ends up happening. So, okay. Now, we got everything off the front except in the top, except for the 4 screws holding the head in place. Okay? And this back piece. That's coming off next. And when it comes time to paint, this black grill's got to come off as well. No sense taking it off until I have to, though. And here goes my brother. In case you're hearing that, that's my brother coming up the stairs. So what do we got going on? How do you know what speaker to swap out? Oh, how do I know what speaker to swap out? That's, well, with a little research, you find out what the ohm rating for this amp is, and that's how you find the right, that's basically how you find the right speaker. I already happen to know that this is an 8-inch speaker in here, so that's easy. So once you know that and you know the ohms, swapping them is easy because the mountings are generally universal. There are exceptions, but for the most part, everything that's the same size speaker should fit in this in whatever mounting hole you're going to put it in. It should fit. All right. This one happens to have a Celestian speaker in here, but I think that this speaker is actually going to sound better in my stage right amp, and the one that's currently in the stage right amp is an upgrade itself, and that will probably sound a little bit better in here. I'm hoping. But it's all in the interest of curiosity and science, right? And better tone. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Wow, this is, I don't want to break. There we go. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm going to see if I can't show you guys this, how it looks in here. All right. Actually, does that look upside down to you guys? No, right? So, yeah, that's the inside of a tube amp, more or less. Well, so far. We'll see inside this in a minute. Good enough. All right. So now, okay. All right. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you noticed when I had the camera over here, but the only way to get this speaker out of this cabinet is to remove the amp section. All right. It's just one of those amps that the space was utilized to its most. That be good English. Ugh. Sorry. All right. Yeah, those are the feet. Might as well put them there. Now, I think it's going to be safest to take this section out with the amp sitting like this. If I stand it upright, as soon as I take the last screw out, the whole thing falls. Can't do it upside down, so I'll take out the top screws first, and then I'll take out the bottoms. But I'm going to have my hand here holding everything up. After all, don't want to break it. So much for holding it up. So what do we got? What's up, Das Faust? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. That was good. I like that. That's it. That settles the whole argument, right? It just the tone comes from your guitar strap. So, to me, how do you know what? How fragile are tubes in those amps? Well, you generally don't want to mess with them if you don't know what you're doing. As far as the tubes go, for a long time they said you shouldn't even touch them, right? Because you can like ruin the life of the tubes. And I don't know if that's true or not. A lot of people these days say that it's not true. But I've seen guys put brand new tubes in amps when I was younger, and they did it barehanded, and the tubes blow the next day. And I've seen tubes that guys, they put them in with gloves on and they last forever. You know, so I don't know what the truth is. Just I would play safe and wear gloves, and as long as you're not too forceful, everything should go in easy and lock into place nicely. You can't force these things. You do that, you'll break it. Anyway, back to it. I really should be putting these screws in bags. All right. All right, here it comes. I've got very little room to move this. I'm pushing it out the back from the front. I've got about a quarter inch of wiggle room this way, over here, and that's about it. So here it comes. Ooh, okay. Getting ahead of myself. I got to disconnect the wires from the speaker. Don't want to fuck that up. Excuse my language. Alright, I know the YouTube police are going to come and get me now. Alright. Let me see if I can show you what's up here. I don't know. Wire's in the way. There's a red wire and a black wire connected to the speaker. I got to pull those off. And then in there's 4 screws which should be 7mm. I know that because the last video I did with the speaker swap, that only 34 of you guys watched. Thanks. Just kidding though. Yeah. Lost my thought. Anyway, let's do this. So, using those pliers, I should be able to just wiggle this right off. There's a bit of the connector that clamps right around the wire itself. So you want to grab there and wiggle ever so gently, just left and right and back at the same time. And eventually this will pop off. Because you got to remember, this was crimped into place. So it's meant to, more or less, it's meant to stay on there, but they come off and they go back on perfectly fine. You just got to be careful. What you're doing is you're trying to make space. I should probably also mention that this one actually has a plastic cover over that metal clamp, and it might actually be giving me a problem. Try and go in from the back, maybe I can get a different angle. Let me see. Can I get it with my hand? Alright, let me see. Okay. That's probably. Alright. I got the plastic sleeves to slide down the wire. That'll at least let me put a metal guitar pick in there, and I can kind of wiggle it open a little bit, spread it out so I can slide this off. Where did I put that? There it is. Anything? Smaller amps, even solid state amps, disassemble. Wow, you got a crate 212 with Celestians in it, Das Faust? Well, that means that somebody probably upgraded it, no? I don't remember them ever really coming with. They used to come with Blue Voodoo speakers, didn't they? think I got it under one side. Let me see. Everything else was like boom, 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 boom. Two little wires. Two little wires. And the fact that I got a giant magnet trying to pull on my metal pliers isn't helping either. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good upgrade. Yeah, these things don't want to come off, man. I'm going to take a break. We'll come back to that in a minute. First, let me take a minute to show you guys the Project X. And this allows me to get closer and I can read easier. I pulled the speaker and amp at the same time because of the terminal before on smaller amps. Yeah, a lot of these small amps, they make them as small as they can, and that means that space is just like it's like a car engine in an engine compartment these days. They use up every little bit of space, so there's no taking anything out without basically taking everything out sometimes. So it looks like we got 12 people here. Thank you everybody for coming. Okay, I was going to show you guys. Okay, what I'm about to show you is rough, and it is meant to be a quickie, a quick thing that just to solidify an idea. And in this form, it's a headless bass, but it's meant to basically represent the idea for a headless instrument as well as one that has a headstock. Okay, more on that in a second. So first, let me show you guys this. Can you see that? Nothing's really showing up on my screen, so let me know if you can see that. It should be showing on my screen, on my computer screen, but I'm not seeing anything. Let me see. All right. Hold on a second, guys. I got to figure this out. Alright, let me see if you guys can see this. Alright, you see that? I see that. Do you guys see that? It should be the purchase of a guitar neck. So I went and purchased the neck for the project. I picked up an Ibanez replacement neck, not an actual Ibanez one. Picked it up over on eBay. Tilt back headstock, 24 frets, medium fret wire. I believe it's going to fit. I didn't bother checking to see if it was going to be a perfect neck pocket fit. I wasn't really expecting it to be because this bass neck is a bit unique. So I'm just trying to get something that I think is going to be close. So, and this was the best option, aka the cheapest. So, all right, cool. All right, so you guys can see that. That's great. All right, so something must have happened to the image. Give me a second. I can put that. I can get that back up. So let me move this one. Get rid of that one. I gotta add a new one. Okay, can you see that? This is Project X. Basically, I just took the headstock off that to see what it would look like as a headless. That's right, Das Faust. Yeah, you can always trim and trim if needed, so I wasn't too worried about perfection. But, so yeah, I just took the headstock off here to see how this would look as a headless. And I also took out a bunch of wood right over here at the lower horn and went up to like the 20th fret. I took it all the way down to the 24th fret. And that's going to basically be the body stop. I'm going to work on the long horn and figure out what to do with that. I got some ideas. But this is roughly it. It's going to end up having one pickup, a hot rail in the bridge, one volume. It's going to have a switch to switch between series, and I'm probably going to go with parallel. This way we get single coil tones without a single coil pickup, but not true Strat style tones, just like single coil sounds. That's how Gibson Fender does it on their humbucker equipped Strats. They wire them in parallel so they sound more like single coils. So we're going to do the same thing with a hot rail, and hopefully it sounds even more like that. And it's also, besides the switch, it's going to have a booster in it. EMG makes a booster that will boost the high end, will boost the signal overall. Make it like more of a lead signal, you know. So it'll be built into the guitar instead of needing a pedal. So you'll have a boost built into the guitar. So this is basically going to be, the idea behind it is to, like, what if you could take the idea of the Frankenstrat to some sort of next level, right? Without going too far as tone controls and all that, and take the idea to a new place. So that's what the hot rail is for, and that's what the switches are for. No extra knobs, still just one knob. Hopefully that retains the whole idea of keeping the humbucker as pure as possible. You know what I mean? That was the whole idea of minimizing the number of controls. So on the original Frankenstrat. Anyway, what do you think? Parker body. Okay, so kind of, right? I guess. You're not talking about the Parker Fly, right? Because that's the one I think of when I think of a Parker, and that's kind of got jagged horns. Although, I guess, right? Let me see. I still need to know how to wire up splits. I got a hot rail for mine. Cool. You're already ahead of me, man. I don't know how to wire up a pickup either, but it's time to start learning. I got. I finally went out and bought a multimeter. So the soldering gun's next. I just hope I'm better with a soldering gun than I was when I was a kid. I really just had a hard time with it, believe it or not. Anyway. What do you think? Do you guys think the idea is cool? Is it a decent idea? I'm just trying not to just build something, you know. Look, I turned it into a guitar. So I got the Ibanez neck coming, but I also have the idea of doing another one as a headless guitar, not a bass. Okay? So let me know what you think of that too. I think this kind of look as a headless, not too shabby. And with the smaller body size and as a travel, it would be kind of a travel guitar since it doesn't have a headstock as well. That saves 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches, and tiny body. It's just like screams travel guitar once it's headless. You know what I mean? So I think that makes a good upgrade to the idea behind this one. So maybe I'm going to do both. And I was thinking about doing a baritone as well. I could pick up another one of these for like $58 and do a baritone. I think it'll fit. 27-inch neck should fit on this guitar. I got to run a little bit of numbers, but I think most of the extra length ends up in the neck, about 2/3 of it, and then the rest ends up at the body. So you don't need an extra 1.5 inches. You only need about an extra 1/2 inch. And I think I got that here safely. So should be interesting to do down the road. And then if that's a success, who's to say I can't try and do another one that would be a 27-inch. Well, I could do a baritone that's headless, or I could do a 27-inch short scale bass. It would be longer than the original one, but shorter than a micro bass. Or maybe we can make a piccolo bass. There's a lot of options with something this size. And I still have the original neck, so maybe a piccolo bass is the way to go when you don't have to do anything except change the nut. And look into seeing what you got to do with the bridge, because you might want a narrower bridge. But anyway, this is what happens when you're an adult obsessed with guitars and you have ADHD. You got one part of your brain doing everything, and then your regular stuff, and then in the back of your head it's going, hey, I got an idea, I got an idea, I got an idea, I got an idea. And each one of those is a different idea. You know what I mean? That's what goes on in the ADHD heads, or at least in my experience. So what do we got here? All right, so yes, at the bridge. If it's always for you tune at the bridge. Yeah, you do tune it at the bridge. You're probably right, though, spouse. You're probably right. It probably is going to piss me off before it's done. But I'm not going to be going into this entirely alone. I am going to check my homework, so to speak, with a friend of mine who's been doing repairs here on Staten Island for a while, including some higher end clients. So what do we got? I got to catch up to you guys. Reasonable festival, they had a model below the fly, not sure what it was. Yeah, I think there was the fly, had all the higher tech stuff. There was the laminations and the different with the body, and then they cut costs and did like mahogany bodies and things like that. But the shape was the same. But I know they also tried some other body styles too before they ended up going bankrupt, unfortunately. I heard those guitars were awesome. If you can find one, buy it. Buy on your Parker Fly. You'll probably pick it up really cheap, and it'll be worth every penny. So, I'm done right there. Really cool play. Some drawers and typically on the headless ball ends to the back. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it works. You have yeah, basically just imagine it's like cut off right here, no headstock. And instead of the nut, well, right behind the nut, you have just enough wood to hold basically a locking nut. One designed to hold onto the ball ends, and that's it. And down here, you would have fine tuners. Right? So maybe they aren't so fine, but you have tuners down here. And it's just the only question would be this space here. It can't be much bigger than this size-wise. As long as it's like that, it'll fit perfect, right? Because we've got the same scale length. And there seems to be more than an inch here. So if I wanted to go longer and go put a 27-inch neck on here, I feel confident I could do that safely, right? And with the small body, it just screams doing that kind of thing to it, because you could come up with a pretty cool looking body design simply just by cutting out here and creating more access, and then doing something with this horn, like right around here. Just cut that off there, possibly mimicking this in reverse. That's currently what I'm thinking. And then everything looks fluid, looks like it belongs together. So the only thing I need to get now to do the current project is, you know what, you can't see my head. There you go. So, I forget where I was now. What were you guys saying? Yeah. So will that be like an active pickup? Because it needs battery. You should have enough meat behind the bridge. You should have to... Right. Okay. Like an active pickup. Sunk Dawson, I'll address yours first. No active pickup. It won't need a battery, but instead of a tone control, you have a unit that's set to boost your signal, like 10 dB, 20 dB. It's kind of like if you've ever used a Dimebag Darrell wah, the wah or the wah from hell from Behringer. Kind of like the boost in that. It's almost like it's not a tube screamer boost. It's clean, but it turns everything a little bit brighter and a little bit louder. It gives it a little kick in the ass. So if you want to play lead and on a guitar that you want to do something a little different on a guitar that's really designed to be a lead guitar, then you kick that switch on, which has toggle switches inside that you can play with, and you could set the predetermined amount of boost. It's like $80. So tone control comes out. I'm going to put that in. All right, I got 3 spots here. So it's going to be one volume, one two-way switch, and the boost, assuming I have enough space. That's how much space I have in the back. So we got to see how that goes, right? And down the road for another project, I have found a way, a possible way, to do something similar to this without the need for a battery. I found a guy who makes a pedal that it takes a little, instead of using a battery to even run the pedal, it actually takes just a little bit of your frequency range to boost your signal. So it kind of changes your signal a little bit, makes it a little more brighter, a little more, I don't want it to sound scary, but single coilish. Not that it's actually single coilish, but in that it goes in that direction. And so it does more or less the same thing, maybe without so much extra volume, but it just changes your tone. And that sounds pretty cool. I want to check that out. There's also a couple of guys out there, I've found them on eBay, that they put capacitors or resistors, I'm not exactly sure which, on a potentiometer that has it's a separate clicks. It's like 20 different clicks. So you can just change your tone based on the different resistances of all these capacitors, right? And so you're just turning, it might just be the tiniest difference between the two capacitors, but so you're getting these tiny little differences in your tone, and you find one that just suits certain things. I've heard guys using it and they find 3 or 4 that they like to use, and those are like their presets, so to speak. You know, and that's only a potentiometer that's like $25. and wire it up, and you're good to go. You know, so there's a lot of different options out there that a lot of people don't use, and I want to find those options and put them into a couple of different guitars. And hopefully down the road, this turns into something where maybe this turns into an RJ's Cave guitar, you know, or a product of some sort that you got for you guys. You know, who knows? You know, possibilities are endless. So, but the first step is to make Project X a reality. As first a guitar with a headstock, because that's going to be the easiest one, and then a headless guitar. And then from there, we'll see about what you guys think about doing a baritone or something else. Maybe another short scale bass. Anyway, so how are we doing here, guys? We've been together now almost an hour. All right. Not bad. So, what we got? Like a built-in DI box. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like a DI box, but not really, because the DI box just really is like, it's about redirecting your signal, keeping it clean, right? And this is really about, it takes just a little of your bottom end, and just that fact alone is going to change your signal, but then it also tweaks it a little bit with the energy that it collects out of that little bit of frequency that it takes. Right, so it's just a light kick, but I think it would be a great option in a guitar. And I think Yamaha tried something a few years ago like that. Someone out there was making a guitar, or made a guitar for a little while, that had a built-in boost. And it might have been Yamaha, might have been Ibanez, I'm not sure. But if you know what, I'll try and look for it. So, guys, we've been together almost an hour, so I'm not going to call it yet, but I'm going to give you guys like a 5-minute warning, a 10-minute warning, because, well, I could spend probably another 20 minutes wrestling with this, and I don't think you guys want to take a look, keep looking at the back of my thinning head. So, what we got here? You could cut that top one back and it would look more like a Washburn double cut. Yeah, I was thinking about, like, so you, how far back? You thinking more like SG style, real small, or just or more of a dinky, or something like a Hagstrom with that big. Well, that's kind of what this is. It's got a kind of a bulb on it. So it's like putting your thumb over the end of the garden. No, well, I wouldn't consider it something that's strangling anything. It's not really about strangling anything. Well, oh, I see what you're saying now. You're saying about, like, it's the pressure that's created. You're talking about that. And yeah, in that sense, yeah, it's kind of like that, right? It's kind of like putting an adapter on your signal to give it a kick in the pants. Yeah, that's not a bad that's. Look at capacitors. Yeah, do what you could do. One of those in my 620 TR. You have a 620 also? I think we discussed this a long time ago, right? Faust? You have a Trans Red Harley Benton S620? It's a good guitar, right? That's my number one. Scorched Earth, lock it off and make teardrop shape. It might look a little off to one side because we got more body here than we have here, but definitely a possibility, right? Oh yeah, you couldn't see what I was saying. Yeah, there's more body here on this side than there is here on this side, so it might look a little crooked, like but you know what? That could work too, right? Make it like an offset teardrop, right? Because it's supposed to be a guitar shape. But not a bad idea. Upgrade the pickups to gold. Okay, so you put gold pickups in the S620. All right. I didn't put gold pickups in. I thought about it. I put all cream in mine. I got cream pickups with cream rings, so it matches the cream of the binding on the neck. And then I got a little cream poker chip as well. Now I just need to get a switch with a cream top or a gold top. because I can't find a top that fits those. The threading is so small on that. I don't know. So I think it's just going to have to be a switch. But if I haven't even changed the potentiometers yet, so eventually CTS pots are going in that guitar. When that happens, I'll change the switch too. Yeah, we're coming in at just at an hour, guys. We got 16 different. Okay, it's just us in here. It looks like a few people have dropped in and out, but if only a few people are chatting, so that's okay. Yeah, I bought several toggle switch tips and none of them fit. Yeah, a standard size tip that happens to be the smallest possible option and not sold in stores. It's just going to be easier to get a better switch. Just, we got to make sure it's the right depth. It can't be, I don't think it can be the real tall one like you get in an actual Les Paul. I think it has to be the Asian version, the Chinese version, the Artec version, whatever you want to call it, the Alpha version. So I think it'll have to be that. But it's got to be, I think it's got to be with a gold tip. So, and then maybe I'll get gold rings, gold metal rings for the pickups. That might be cool. So you should, we should figure out a way you can share a picture of yours with me. Anyway, so guys, it's about an hour now, and yeah, I think an Epiphone switch will probably be good. Just get a good brand, and yeah, everything should be fine. No, it's probably not standard size. You know, Snug Dorson, it depends on how deep your voice is when you say that, right? You get a whole different meaning. So, several times. Yeah, I bought a couple too, but you know, what can you do? So, guys, I think we're coming in at an hour now, so I think I'm gonna call it. And I feel like this has been at least somewhat successful. What do you guys think? It feels pretty good. Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. I really do appreciate it. I was hoping we could get, eventually when we get enough people in here, I would like to talk about doing other things as well. So if you guys, in the meantime, have ideas, drop them in comments in the videos, okay? I always see those. I don't always get, like, emails, things like that sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes stuff goes to spam, and then because I don't recognize it, it gets lost. You know what I mean? So comments I always see. So if you got ideas, let me know, okay? Anyway, I think great job on the live stream. Thank you, Das Faust. Thank you, Das Faust. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome, really. The fact that you come here and you hang out and you support me like this, it means a lot. It really does, and I really do appreciate it. I really do. I hope that as we go forward, more and more people will come and join us, and we can have a great, great live show. But I'm not going to be giving this up, so we're going to have to start doing this on a weekly basis, I think. You guys were voting on that, and it seemed like everybody wanted weekly, so I'm going to try and do this weekly. It may end up being an all-Sunday day for RJ's Cave. I might have to do post my videos to Sundays because that seems to be the best day for people who subscribe to the channel to watch the video. And then because of my work schedule, I get out of work earlier on Sundays than any other day of the week. Maybe Sunday night is the live show and becomes an update and what you guys want to do moving forward with the channel. You know? So let me know what you think about that here while we're still here and in the comments of all the different videos, okay? And if that's not enough, you can hit me up on my email. You know, let me know somehow that you dropped me one, and I'll go looking for it, because I don't throw out my garbage all the time. So it'll be there. I just have to find it. All right. So, guys, you've been awesome as always. Thanks for joining me. Until the next one, take it easy. All right. Oh, Snow Dorson, yes, I will give you guys more as we go forward from now on. It was a little shallow on what I was doing with it because I just didn't have the money to buy the neck. I really am underemployed right now. So if anyone ever wants to like do a super chat or something like that and to help out, that's appreciated too. You know what I mean? But I don't want to sound like I'm begging for stuff. So anyway, you guys, I love you guys. Seriously, it really means the world to me that you guys came here. I really do appreciate it. Thanks again. Take it easy.